Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you all the dividends that I received in the month of February. I'm going to show you what I received in my taxable Average Joe dividends account, as well as all the other dividends I received that are in my IRAs, as well as 401k if that applies. So what we're looking at right now, this is my taxable stock brokerage account, my Average Joe dividends portfolio. This is about 15% of my current net worth. And let's just take a look at the historical kind of how this portfolio has performed over time. You can see the money weighted return down here. Here are the total dividends earned so far, just all time. You can see a big spike here, and that's because I put some money to work for me when I had equity in a home I no longer own. I put that to work in this portfolio. But let's go look at the 1 year performance. You can see the money weighted return of the portfolio is at 14.55%. You can see the dividends earned over the last year at over $11,700. Let's just take a look at year to date. We're up 3.35%. We'll look at the last month, and we are up over the last month, even though it really doesn't feel like it, because we had all-time highs for the portfolio on February 20th. We've kind of retreated a little bit here on the 27th. We had a little bit of recovery and kind of a little bit of flatness over the last 2 days. So with this portfolio, the strategy really is I want to do two things with it. That is, I do want to see appreciation of the portfolio. I just don't want to see income, but I do want to see income. I want to see both of those. I want to have my cake and eat it too. And the reason why I created this portfolio was just the market volatility you see, and I wanted to have something that paid me just reliable income for me. I have a good foundation of IRAs, 401k, like I mentioned before, but I think it's really important to have something where I could just draw the dividends from it and not have to sell any of the shares from it. Because one of my fears is I decide to retire or pull back from work, and then we're in a down market for, say, 2 years, and I wouldn't have a problem withdrawing just dividends alone in those conditions. And that's why I started this dividend portfolio, to give me more certainty of when I can pull back from work and when I can retire. And so let's go ahead and we'll jump into it. I'll show you all the dividends, but before we do that, please click the like button. That's the best way to support this channel. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I have no courses. I have no merchandise. I'm not really trying to make a whole lot of money off this. It is really just to show you guys the dividend portfolio I'm building. You can go back and look at the older videos to see where I started from and see what I've bought and sold along the way. And so you can do it the way you want to if you want to, and it's your choice whether you want to do a dividend portfolio, or you could just do it by just ETFs alone. And I think the most important thing, though, is to be consistently investing. I think that's the first and foremost. You have to do that. But before you even think about investing, I think you should pay off any high interest, like credit card debt, things like that. Get that out of the way before you even think about investing like this. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into the activity log, because I want to show you the proof of the dividends. A lot of people, what they do is they just read from a spreadsheet, and while they're probably telling you the truth, I like to show the actual proof, and the proof is in the pudding, so you can actually see it. So we're in the activity log, and what I've done is I've just shown the activity of dividends only. We're going to go over these one by one. I'm going to read them off to you, and you can see it starts on the 3rd with Verizon, and I received $60.86. And then on the 5th, we can see PNC paid next at $8.40. Also on the 5th was Lowe's at $7.68. And then on the 10th, American Express paid me $4.73. And then Apple on the 13th paid me $3.81. And then here's a monthly pair on the 14th. Realty Income paid me a dividend of $13.38. And then AbbVie on the 14th also paid me $43.32. And then on the 18th, Procter and Gamble paid me $10.58, and then A.O. Smith also on the 18th, $4.67, and then on the 20th, Caterpillar paid me $8.12, and then on the 21st, Costco paid me $3.10, and then on the 28th, KKR paid $2.79, and then here are the well, actually these three rolled in this morning. M1 has a 1 day delay, so actually it's March 1st today. So these rolled in, and the KKR 279, and then look at BST. This one's awesome, 505.97, and another monthly pair. So I receive this every single month, and actually it's growing because I'm buying more and more of BST. And then the last one, Starbucks, was $10.93. So you can see the biggest one by far, BST, but we had some other ones in here that were pretty good pairs, like AbbVie at over $43, and then Verizon over $60. So those were kind of the highlights there. So let's go ahead and we'll jump over to my Google Docs spreadsheet, and also if you're interested to see what's all in this portfolio, I'll leave a link below so you can see what is within each of these three slices. You can see how I have the target for each of these, the ETFs, the dividend portfolio, and 12 more dividends. You'll see what is all in here with the link below. And then we'll go back to the Google Docs spreadsheet, which I'll also leave a link below. This is where I track the dividend portfolio as well as my other investments. So we're going to go over that here, and I'm going to scroll down or scroll over a little bit and scroll down to show you those dividends, and we're going to count them up. And right here we have a full view. We're in the medium green since we're in February. I'll show you really quick on this color key. We are in the medium green. We are in February. So next month will be March. That will be the big month because most companies pay their dividend on the last month of each quarter. So we're in the second month of the quarter in February in the medium green. Just kind of explain the colors to you so you can see these are all the companies that I write off to you, and we'll select them. So here are the dividends I received for the month, and again, this is a lower paying month for me. March is going to pay well over double this amount, and we can see the sum here in the lower right corner at $688.34. So all these are going to pay me in the next 3 months in the month of May, and not including these dividends being reinvested, it's going to actually be higher. Remember the 688.34, it's going to be higher than this though, 690.45. So you can see that's the effect of the dividends being reinvested up to this point, because BST, Starbucks, KKR, those have not had a chance yet to be reinvested. What we're going to do with BST is I'm going to let that auto invest on Monday, but Starbucks, KKR, these two dividends are going to go back into themselves. So we're going to buy fractional shares of Starbucks and KKR. I'll actually show you what it's likely going to do with that money, because you can see that cash is just sitting there. And I do have auto invest set. We can see the upcoming activity here. You can see here's what I mean by the auto invest deposits. If I turn that off, I would have to direct the money where to go. And what I do on Thursdays on those buys is when I deposit the $100, I direct it to 5 different stocks at $20 a piece. So also another event that's going to happen on Monday is I'm going to deposit an additional $100. So there's likely to be different companies for where this is going to go. So we may have a few more added. And also the buy doesn't occur till 9 o'clock Central Time, my time. So the market also adjusts with going up and down. These buys are going to happen with what the market is at right now, but it always changes. So we can see with the BST dividend, likely most of it's going to go back into BST, and looks like a chunk of it, to American Express, Qualcomm, as well as Oracle, and so on. But it's going to change. We'll see Monday. So subscribe to my channel so you'll see that buy video that I'll do on Monday. Also, I'm going to do another video tomorrow where I show you my budget as well. And I'll show you what my expenses are, my income, and I'll show you the gap that I had at the end of February. To me, really, budgeting is very important. What I do is every single time I spend anything, a penny, whatever it is, I track it on a spreadsheet, and that kind of holds me accountable to see, you know, what I'm spending my money on. So I truthfully know I can actually see what my true expenses are. And that was something that was kind of a blind spot to me about 5 years ago until I started really tracking this. And there's no way to know whether you have reached financial freedom if you don't know your expenses. You need to know what your life is costing you. So let's go back to this sheet, and I want to show you some historicals on the dividends from this portfolio. So you can see here from January 2021 where the portfolio value started when I was doing these videos, and that's when I started doing these videos. You can see here where the dividends paid to me in January 2021. We'll go back 4 years ago, and I received $39.99 for my dividends there 4 years ago. Let's go to February 2022. So you can see I slightly went up there, just a few dollars to $52.68. But you can see though my deposits here. I'm going to scroll over. Doesn't quite fit in the screen. You can see my deposits were very small. I wasn't putting in that much per month. And like I said before, here's where I really kicked in a whole bunch of money because I had some equity in a home I no longer own. But let's go back to those February dividends from the $52.68 2022, and then 2023 it really ramped up with those big deposits at $491.39, and then 2024 we were in the 600s at $622.35, and here we are now at $688.34. So you can see how that is climbing up there. And like I said, March is going to be a heavy paying month for me. It's going to exceed, it's going to blow away the 1446. I'm just saying it right now. It's going to be well over $1,600. We'll see where it gets to. I'd like to see it at 17, but everything really hinges upon SCHD, and the reason for that is SCHD is the largest holding in the portfolio. $103,000 of the portfolio is in SCHD. And of course, the second place is BST. That's why I get that big $505 dividend every single month from BST. You see 505.97. Here's, you can see the dividends that BST has paid me since I've owned it. And you can see how it just keeps going up and up and up. I'll click here so you can kind of see right here from my first dividend of 61 cents. And then you can see how it's just been going up and up and up. And we're right now at $500 plus. And it's going to go up likely with where that money is slated to go, with where the auto invest is kind of telling us where it's going to go. But again, it's going to be different. It could be more, it could be less, because the $100 deposit has not showed up yet. And so it's going to add another $100 to put in the pot. So likely we'll have some new companies enter in. I want to see more than 9. I'd like to see 10 plus every time for these buys to kind of spread the wealth and get kind of the smaller dividend payers like American Express, Kroger, Nvidia, things like that. They're paying below the $10 mark. That's why I have over here, I have these in green because these are the ones that are over the $10 mark. So let's go ahead. We're going to do some cleanup on this sheet. I'm going to show you. We're going to get it prepared for March. So I'll kind of show you how I do, what they call kind of hygiene to the sheet here. So we've already went through the dividends. So let's get it ready for March, and we can kind of get an idea, a little bit of an estimate of what we're going to see, but it's going to be a high estimate because it has SCHD at the last dividend, which it's high. I think it's going to be about 21 cents for the dividend. So we'll do some playing around with the numbers of SCHD once I do the cleanup on this sheet. So here's what we need to do on this is need to take these dividends out of here because we've already accounted for those. We're going to get rid of this color here. So the fill color we're going to put to white. And so these ones have not announced their new dividend. They're going to be March payers though. So we're going to put them here in the dark green here. Right there. And then we'll put these also, well, we have our monthly pairs too. We're going to put those new dates because I think those have new dividend pay dates on those. And then the rest of all these are going to be paying. So you can see just a giant group here. And like I said, we're going to mess around with the numbers in SCHD and we'll try to get an estimate, kind of a conservative estimate. But these are going to be the March payers. And then we can grab a new date for O Realty. And I'll show you how I do that. I go to, I have a couple links in the bottom of the sheets under dividend declarations. We're going to go there. It looks like it defaults to Apple's where it opens up at. So the first one we want to do is O. So we'll go ahead and we'll go to O there. Do a ticker symbol lookup here. And this is over at dividendinvestor.com. We can see here's the new dividend pay date. And O had a recent dividend increase of 0.004 of a cent. So it was less than a cent. It was 0.4 of a cent. There, but it does add up. It actually did increase that dividend. So the next dividend pay date for O is March 14th, but I added a, since O has a 1-day delay, so we're going to put 3/15 for O's new pay date there. So scroll over here. We'll put 3/15/25, and then we're going to put BST. Let's go pull that one up. And I wish I could see a raise for BST. Like for O, it's been locked at 25 cents per share for like the past 2-3 years. So same thing. It looks like they have not announced their next dividend here, the dividend pay date. But historically, let's just take a look and we can pull it up. And it's likely going to be on March 31st. Likely. Let's look at the last one it paid. So actually on the 28th, looks like it paid March 31st. So we could safely put it probably March 31st, maybe sooner. So we'll do that. I'm going to arrange everything here. We're going to go A to Z. Of course, these we don't have in there yet. But it's going to be a little hard to kind of do the estimates. We could try to do it real quick, and what we'll do is, since we have the monthly payers locked in there, we'll do this real quick. We'll just do some quick math, and we'll do an estimate of what my dividends are likely going to be, and we'll kind of low side it, and we'll see where we go from there. So we've added up the ones that have announced their new dividend. Of course, again, with BST, we're kind of guesstimating. We'll put 8/14/52 here. And we'll grab these over here. Well, actually, we need to first change the likely dividend. Let's go on the very conservative side. We'll go to 21 cents. And we'll grab that. And we'll put 7.9690. So let's do this. We're going to, there we go. Go back to the old. So 7.9690. We'll see what we come up with a new dividend. So it's $16.11. So at least $1,600 is the estimate. But this all again hinges on what SCHD is going to do. So we'll see what we get for March. But it's definitely going to beat the 1446 that we saw there from 2024. So we're going up and up. You can see just from the last dividends from 611. 622, 638, 688, comparing January, February, so you can see how it's just tracking up. So let's go over the total dividends, and I'll show you what I track here in my total net worth. And we're going to scroll over, and we'll get a look at all the dividends, which include interest. So we're right here in the February. And we can see I also own BST in an IRA over at M1, and that paid me $455.95 here, or here's the $688.34 from the dividend portfolio. And then in my M1 savings account, this is my 1-year emergency fund that paid $192.12. And Synchrony, I have a 6-month emergency fund that paid $92.05. So this is dividends and interest. Small checking account. I usually just house money there to move it over to pay a bill like a credit card or mortgage in it. Once the money's scooped out, I don't leave anything in there hardly at all, just a few cents. That's why there's only 2 cents in there. And then this is like my 2-month emergency fund over Capital One. Got $39.70 for interest. So total from all sources, and again, this is a very light month. I got $14.68.18, but you can take a look at like the last big month I had was in December. March is not going to be as big because a lot of the ETFs, they pay their largest dividend in Q4 and their smallest usually in Q1. So we're probably not going to get to 8,300, but it's going to be at least 6,000 and change, I think, in March when everything is counted up. But $14.68 for the month of February. But you can see here what I track everything here from my W2 income expenses. I track that gap, and again, check out my my video on budgeting because you have to track your expenses. I can tell you right now what my life costs, and we can just go back from 2022. I'm going to grab all my expenses. This is why this is this is very important. I know my life cost me about $45.63. I can budget for that, and likely I'm going to be a-okay. That's the average right there. So that's all I had to show you guys for this video. Again, we'll go to the total, count up of the dividends. It was $688.34. Let me know in the comments below what your dividends were, if you're comfortable sharing, or what your largest dividend pair was for you. So thanks everyone for sticking to the end of the video. If you get value from the video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so you don't miss the next 2 videos I put out, my budget video as well as my Monday buy video. So thanks again everyone. I hope everyone has a great weekend.